Guys, welcome to this live stream. It is Monday. Is it Monday? Yeah, it's Monday. Monday 20. Wait, let me see. 24th, 2025. And I am your host, Raymond Mutuku, and I'm very happy to be here this wonderful evening. It's very interesting to be here. And just before I do that, let me grab myself a cup of coffee. I'm very happy to be here. If you're new, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. And I don't know. We are still reading the scripture, and I'm very happy to be here. So today we'll be doing it a longer period of time because I'll be doing a lot today. So buckle up. Alright? Buckle up. And having said that, I'm looking for something and I'm looking to find it. Looking for something here. I can't seem to find it. I don't know where it is. I'm looking for something. I can't see it. Wait, just give me a sec. Wait, just give me a minute. Man, wow, welcome. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. I want to just a passive, but just want to tell you, someone chooses to smile. Oh, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy this wonderful evening. I had gone to take my tea. If you're new to this channel, you subscribe and comment, and very happy to be here this wonderful morning. We are still reading the book of Jeremiah, and let me see where we are. Let me see where we are. If you're new to this channel, you subscribe and you comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. You can see we have a list that we are reading from. We have covered the entire list. You can see that? All right. Now we just have a few remaining. So I was thinking that if we do it every day, I think by the end of weekend we'll be finished. And I'm very happy to be here. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Very happy this morning to be here. And let me just read somewhere that is very interesting, and I'm very happy to be here. And if you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. So it's I gave you the notes of last time. I said that the message of Jeremiah was to make him a pariah or an object of hatred, and it was Baruch who compiled the books of Jeremiah. It was not Jeremiah who did that, but it was him who compiled the books, right? Reason being, I think it was Baruch who was more resourceful than Jeremiah. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. But I've been reading, and it's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. I'm very happy to be here. So, let's begin, shall we? Let's begin. We were reading the book of Jeremiah, and very happy to be here this morning. Just about to finish the book of Jeremiah. Once we are done with Jeremiah, we'll have only the New Testament to go. So every day we're making steps towards towards becoming better. All right. So this is the word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord at the gate of the Lord's house, and there proclaiming this message. Hear the word of the Lord, all people of Judah who come across through these gates to worship the Lord. This is what the Lord Almighty, the Lord of Israel, says: reform your ways and your actions, and to live in this place. All right, reform your ways. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Let's underline that: reform your ways and actions, and I will let you live in this place. Do not trust in deceptive words and say that this is the temple of the Lord. The temple of the Lord. The temple of the Lord. If you really change your ways and actions and deal with each other justly, if you do not oppress the foreigner, the widow, and do not shed innocent blood in this place, and if you do not follow other gods to your own harm, then I'll let you live in this place, in the land I gave your ancestors forever and ever. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just drinking my coffee and very happy to be here, you know. And I can see you guys are coming here in numbers, but don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. I'll just be back. So let's continue reading. If you don't read them, because the people who legislate tomorrow are those. Let's continue. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. I'm sorry I went to somewhere. I went to check some other things, but I'm back. And welcome to this channel. I'm drinking my coffee, and I want to make this process as very easy as possible so that you don't strain. I don't want you guys to strain in reading the scripture. Will you steal and murder, commit adultery and perjury, burn incense to Baal, and follow other gods you have not known, and then come and stand before this house which bears my name and say we are safe to do all these detestable things? Has this house which bears my name become a den of robbers to you? But I've been watching, declares the Lord. That is very good. But I've been watching. Now go to the place in Shiloh where I first made a dwelling in my name, and see what I did to it because of the wickedness of my people, Israel. While you're doing all these things, declares the Lord, I spoke to you again and again, but you did not listen. I called you, but you did not answer. Therefore, what I did to Shiloh, I will now do to this house that bears my name, the temple you trust in, the place I give to you and your ancestors. I will thrust you from my presence. Any question up to there? Just as I did all your fellow Israelites, the people of Ephraim. So do not pray for these people, nor offer any plea or petition for them. Do not plead with me. Any question, guys? Any question? Oh, relax. Relax. So any question up to there? I'm very, very busy. Just, yeah. So I'm very happy that you're here. At least we'll read. I don't really like idling. So do not pray for these people, not offer any plea or petition for them. Do not plead with me, for I will not listen to you. Do you not see what they are doing in the towns of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? The children gather wood, the father lights the fire, and the women knead the dough and make cakes to offer to the queen of heaven, they pour out drink offerings to other gods to arouse my anger. But I am the one they are provoking, declares the Lord. Are they not rather harming themselves to their own shame? Let's underline that. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching from. I'll be very happy to be here. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says: my anger and my wrath will be poured out on this place, on man and beast, on the trees of the field, and on the crops of your land. So here the wrath is poured on what? On man and beast. Let's underline that. On man and beast, on the trees of the field, and on the crops of the land, and it will burn and not be quenched. This is what the sovereign Lord says: go ahead and add your burnt offerings to your other sacrifices and eat the meat yourselves. For when I brought your ancestors out of Egypt and spoke to them, I did not just give them commands, but burnt offerings and sacrifices. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from, and I'll be more than happy to have you here. Any question up to there? Any question? Any question up to there? If you're new to this, subscribe and comment. Subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me where you're watching me from. Be very happy, to be with you. Yeah, so we'll be taking, I have a few stuff that I've written down. I'll be sharing what I wrote for the purposes of safekeeping knowledge. So don't worry. Don't worry. The people from Uganda say, don't worry. Don't worry. So, I was writing something here, and you know, you know, you know, when you're in a company, yeah, when you're in a company, and you happen to know the boss, but sometimes, sometimes when sometimes when the boss is not around, you don't meet the boss, you'll meet some other funny people. Yeah? And then you say, hey, I know the boss. But you see, the boss will not be around that time. To be other people. Then you start saying, oh, this place is like this, but you only know the boss. You don't know other people who are working for the man. You only know him. But you see, in every organization, there is one man who is maybe at the top, all right? And then it is branching out. There may be two people there. It's like an onion, right? At the top is maybe the person you know. But you see, every organization has structures. Yes, at the top is maybe your friend. Now, at the second in command, there are two people, and then it's branching out, all right? There are also two other people branching out, two other people. So you see, these two people who are below the top, they answer to this man all right? So here there are two people who are, working for the organization. You see, and then below them there are also 4 people. All right, and then below him there are 8 people. Right? Do you understand? So it is at the top. There's one person. It's like a pyramid, and then below him there are 2 people, and then there are 4 people, and then 8 people. All right. So this is what happens if you are trying to understand something, because I want to help you so that you can save your time and energy. Most organizations, they're like onions. You know the way an onion is? You know the way an onion is? For you to get to the man at the top, you have to pass through maybe 500 people to get to that person. Do you understand? Do you understand? So for you to, I want you to understand things. Are we together? So if you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from, and I'll be very happy this evening to be here. And the funniest part is that maybe the man at the top is the one who is kind. The other ones are just brutes. Let me call them brutes. All right, that's the way it is. Maybe from the second in command going downwards, that is where the problem starts. You know, you meet so many funny people, you start wondering, oh my God, I didn't know. I only thought everybody's like so and so. No, he just happens to be maybe at the top of the pyramid. That's why he's behaving like that. But below him, going down, there are many different types of characters and different types of, people with funny, yeah. So that is the problem when you're trying to understand, an organization, how it works, etc., etc. All right. Yeah, so you find that you only know one person who happens to be kind, but the rest, oh my goodness, oh my God. So let's continue. So I don't want you to think too much. Let us continue. My children are gone from me, and are no more. No one is left now to pitch my tent or to set up my shelter. The shepherds are senseless and do not inquire of the Lord, so they do not prosper, and all their flock is scattered. Welcome to this channel. I'm very happy to be here. Very happy to be here. And so they do not prosper, and all their flock is scattered. Listen, sport is coming. A great what? A very welcome to this live stream. I'm very happy to have you here. How was your Sunday? It will make the towns of Judah desolate, a haunt of jackals. Jeremiah's prayer: Lord, I know that people's lives are not their own. It is not for them to direct their steps. Discipline me, Lord, but only in due measure, not in your anger, or you will reduce me to nothing. That's a very good verse. Welcome, guys. Discipline me, Lord, but only in good measure, not in your anger, or it will reduce me to nothing. Pour out your wrath on the nations, and do that they do not acknowledge you, or the peoples who do not call on your name, for they have devoured Jacob, they have devoured him completely and destroyed his homeland. Welcome to this channel. I'm very happy to have you here. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. We're reading from Jeremiah 11. Yes, let us continue. This is what the word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord. Listen to the terms of this covenant and tell them to the people of Judah and to those who live in Jerusalem. Tell them that this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Cursed is the one who does not obey the terms and conditions of this covenant. All right? Yeah. The terms I commanded your ancestors when I brought them out of Egypt, out of the iron smelting furnace. So Egypt was like an iron smelting furnace. I said, obey me and do everything I command you. And you will be my people and I will be your God. Oh, that is very good. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Any question up to there? Any question up to there? Any question up to there? Any question? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Any question up to there? If you're new to this channel, welcome to this channel. Let's continue. Obey me and do everything I command you, and you will be my people, and I will be your God. Then I will fulfill the oath I swore to your ancestors. Yeah, and give them a land flowing with milk and honey, the land you possess today. I answered, Amen, Lord. The Lord said to me, proclaim all these words in the towns of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. Listen to the terms of this covenant and follow them from the time I brought your ancestors up from Egypt until today. I warned them again and again, saying, obey me, obey me. But they did not listen or pay attention. Instead, they followed the stubbornness of their evil hearts. The stubbornness. So stubbornness did not start today. Oh, really? That's very good. I was very surprised. Somebody told me, I don't know how many hours it takes how many hours does it take from Nairobi to Brussels in Belgium? I don't know. I will Google. I will Google. Nowadays, nobody knows anything. Just Google. Nobody is funny. Nobody knows anything anymore. Nobody reads the newspapers. Nobody does anything. An entire generation. If you want answers, you just Google. Just Google, Yeah. Why are you asking me questions? Just Google. It's funny because an entire generation is like that. So the old way of doing things, nobody wants to do that anymore. Or even building something, nobody wants to do that anymore. Everybody wants to, hey, I'm waiting for so and so to be the one to sort me out. That is the kind of that is making, that is, slowing down our entire generation. I'm waiting for so and so, to sort me out. Wow. I'm waiting for so and so. What if that person is also broke? I'm waiting for so and so. What if that person is also waiting for you? What will you do? You're two blind people. I'm waiting for this person to. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for so and so to show me. What if that person is broke? It's funny because that is how you become a hateful person. You say, I'm waiting for so and so. It is so and so who will sort my problems. But you see, also that so and so is a human, you know, is just human, and maybe they don't have money the way you thought, or maybe they also have commitments, or maybe they are sick. You can imagine how many politicians were waiting for Raila Odinga to say tosha. Baba sema tosha. Sasa unaona Raila akaenda tu hivyo. Sasa unaona sasa, you see now these politicians are now stranded because they waited on somebody to say tosha. And I think that was an eye opener. Don't wait for that person to come and say tosha. Baba sema tosha. Baba si useme tosha. Sema tosha. So wewe, it's funny. Somebody saying, Baba sema tosha, Baba sema tosha. And now Raila was also thinking about going to hospital. And someone is saying, Baba sema tosha, Baba sema tosha. No necessarily, you find there are two things that are happening at the same time, right? Yeah, there are things that are happening. Because when you say, oh, I'm waiting for so and so, are we together? So I think that should be known. So let's continue. Point 4, I said that it was King Joachim who burned the first copy of the book of Jeremiah. It was written again. And, the story of Jeremiah is a story of perseverance in the face of opposition. When you persevere, perseverance. Perseverance. That's a very nice word. Perseverance. Also, you can remember that the story of Jeremiah is a story of obedience. This was a man who was going through a very difficult process, and the weight on his shoulders was overwhelming. But because he was a man who was obedient, and even if against the odds, he stood there. So the one bone of contention is that they ignored the spring of water and dug their own cisterns. So here is a conflicting. There are two things that are conflicting. Number one, there's sustenance, God's sustenance. All right, and also there's the only thing that is challenging God's sustenance is to seek fulfillment in cracked vessels, and that is exactly what they were doing. And they were seeking sustenance in human schemes. They are seeking sustenance in things that are temporary. They are seeking fulfillment in things that are temporary. I see people trying to seek fulfillment in things that are just shifting, and things that are not, it's neither here nor there. You're seeking what we call fulfillment in something that is fleeting. You're seeking fulfillment. That is exactly what most people do. You're seeking fulfillment in things that are not stable. So there's also a problem, and I've explained here that there were false prophets who were spreading lies. And in a world of false prophets are usually louder than people who prophesy wonderful things. Are we together? You can find that if you go somewhere, the person who's loudest is mostly lying. So guys who are just relaxed, the ones who tells you, what, that's a lie. That's a big lie. That's a big fat lie. But when you go somewhere and then you see, somebody shouting, you just do your background check. You realize that there's something that is missing. So that is the main problem. The main bone of contention in the book of Jeremiah is spiritual. What's the word? Spiritual. What's the word? It was adultery, spiritual adultery. You know, when you read the book of, when Jeremiah was saying that, welcome, was talking about, the word prostitute in the first few chapters, or a man who's divorcing his wife, he was referring, because that is something called a metaphor. You're like a she camel running from this place to that place. That is not just, he was not talking about a she camel. He was talking about spiritual, idolatry. He was referring to idolatry. Are we together? So when he says, circumcise yourself to the Lord and circumcise your hearts, all right, because the people were stubborn. That is something that we have established. They were very stubborn. So here, now it was what the goal of the book of Jeremiah was to not only rewrite the covenant in stone, but to rewrite the covenant in the hearts of men. Are we together? To rewrite the covenant. That is the restoration that was to happen. All right? It was rewriting the covenant. That this covenant was written on stone, and people forgot about it. So here now, it was not to transfer the covenant from the stone now to the hearts, not only to the minds, but also to the hearts of the people, because most their problems is insidious in nature. Are we together? The most is usually insidious. It's something that it is deep down, that is not seen in the outward appearance. It is something that is hidden. So you find that even poverty, it is not a problem in your pocket. It is a problem inside, Yes, what you see outside is a physical manifestation of the inner problem, even poverty, right? Because now when you see somebody doing something, what you see outside is the manifestation of inner investment. Are we together? Are we together? When you see somebody doing something, when you see the physical manifestation, it is something that he possesses, that is beyond money, that is beyond class, that is beyond. Are we together? So, I've already given you the synopsis of what is going on. Any question up to there? Any question up to there? You can ask me your question. We can see Wow Clips Kanairo, Kenya. Oh, you guys have names, but what's your question? You can ask me your question before I go. You can ask me questions about your questions. I'll be more than happy to respond to your question. So then the Lord said to me, there is a conspiracy among the people of Judah and those who live in Jerusalem. They have returned to the sins of their ancestors, and they have refused to listen to my words. They have followed other gods to serve them. Let's underline that. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. I'll be more than happy to know where you're watching me from. Also, tonight we'll be moving, a bit. We'll be doing a lot more. We'll be streaming for quite a while this week, because I want us to finish reading. So we'll be streaming for quite a while. So bear with me, because tonight it is non-stop. All right, even if it means, I'll go and cook tea, I'll come back, we continue. There's no stopping until we finish. All right, we must have, or we must develop a good work ethic, because also we cannot do much if we don't have a good work ethic. All right, because in 1 week we should be able to finish everything, because this is a lot of work. So if we just relax, therefore this is what the Lord says, I will bring on them a disaster they cannot escape. Let's underline that. Although they cry out to me, I will not listen to them. The sons of Judah and the town people of Jerusalem will go and cry out to the gods to whom they burned incense, but they will not help them at all when the disaster strikes. Wow, that is very interesting. That is very interesting. So you, Judah, bear as many gods as you have towns, and the altars you have set up to burn incense to the shameful god Baal. You see here, I talked about, the problem of idolatry, but they escaped Pharaoh. They escaped Pharaoh and the Egyptian gods, but they did not escape the doctrine of idolatry. So when they went to the promised land, they found Baal waiting for them and Ashtoreth, and it's very interesting, because Baal usually required children sacrifice. All right, yeah, Baal required children sacrifice, and I've been doing a lot of research on modern idolatry, and also it is very serious, because there's some pagan gods that also demand children sacrifice. And Baal and Ashtoreth is the goddess of fertility, demand a lot of stuff from people. All right. So here, the problem was Baal, and the worship of Baal came at a cost. Are we together? It came at a cost. It was not free, It was not free. Okay, so, but are as many as the streets of Jerusalem. So do not pray for these people or offer any plea or petition for them, because I will not. Yeah. So we have names indeed. We are watching from Wangigelo or Kabete. Oh, you're watching me from Kabete. Wow. Thank you so much. Wow, that is very interesting. How is Kabete? Lower Kabete. Wow. My goodness. So how did you find this channel? How did you find this channel? So interesting. And I want to know where, you can see there are people who are watching me from Kabete, you can imagine. Very interesting. We are very interesting. Thank you so much, my good. I don't know whether you are a brother or oh, you're Jose. Oh, thank you so much, Jose, my brother. Thank you. You're watching me from Kabete. Ooh. Yeah, that is very interesting. That is very interesting. I remember we went to Kirinyaga, and in Kirinyaga, we used to, after every 5, you saw the houses in Kirinyaga, they are made of wood, and every time, because of the cold weather, they would give us tea all the time. Yeah, we just relax. Then 5 minutes, they give us tea. We were drinking a lot of tea in those areas in Central. But let us continue. Do not pray for these people or offer any plea or petition for them, because I will not listen when they call to me in the time of their distress. This is what my beloved doing in my temple, as she, with many others, works out her evil schemes, can meet, avert your punishment. Probably God sent me here. I believe He does things for a reason. Okay, Joseph Mbugu. I was going through the YouTube lives. Oh, thank you. All right, thank you. You're going through the YouTube lives. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we usually live every night, maybe for 1 hour, 2 hours, depending on the mood. Welcome, subscribe. Tell me, okay, you've already told me where you come from. Thank you so much for being here. That's good, that's good. The Lord called you a thriving olive tree with fruit beautiful in form, but with the roar of the mighty storm, He will set it on fire and the branches will be broken. Welcome, my brother, to this place. I'm very happy. I love visitors. Every time that we have a visitor, this channel is growing for better, all right? No question up to there. Don't mind the dog. The Lord Almighty who planted you has decreed disaster for you because the people of both Israel and Judah have done evil and aroused my anger in burning incense to Baal. So they have aroused my anger in burning incense to Baal. Ooh, that is good. Wonderful. Oh, welcome. Just give me 1 minute. Wonderful. I've subscribed. Oh yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'm very happy that you have subscribed. Yes. So because of the Lord revealed their plot to me, I knew it. For at that time He showed me what they were doing. I had been like a gentle lamb led to the slaughter. I had not realized that they had plotted against me, saying, "Let us destroy the tree and its fruit. Let us cut him off from the land of the living, that His name be remembered no more. But you, Lord Almighty, who judge righteously and test the heart and mind, let me see your vengeance on them, for to you I have committed my cause." Welcome to this channel. Any question up to there? Any question? I'll be very happy to answer your question. Any question? Let us continue. Therefore, this is what the Lord says about the people of Anathoth. I said that Jeremiah came from a place called Anathoth, who are threatening to kill you because you see things were bad and then they were threatening. By the time you were reaching verses 11, they were threatening. They started threatening Jeremiah. You can imagine this man threatening Jeremiah, because you can imagine, you're telling the king that another king will take over you. How do you think the king will respond? Of course, he was very angry. How can you say that? Saying that he will come and besiege the city. How can you say that? Of course, the leaders of the day did not really like Jeremiah because of the weight of his message, all right? Okay, do not prophesy in the name of the Lord, or you die in our hands. Or you will die in our hands. Therefore, this is what the Lord Almighty says. I will punish them. The young men will die by the sword, their sons and daughters by famine. Not even a remnant will be left to them, because I will bring disaster on the people of Anathoth in the year of their punishment. Any question up to there? You can ask me your questions and I will be more than happy to answer you. Any question? Any question up to there? So don't worry, we'll be staying here for quite a while. Today I'm not in a hurry. So I'll be going and coming back, making tea, doing other things, going, coming back. It will be live, don't worry. It will be live. This is a live coverage until I don't know, until tomorrow if I don't know. But we are not switching off. We are running, continually until I don't know. Let's continue. So, chapter 12, you are always righteous, Lord, when I bring a case before you. Yet I would speak with you about your justice. Why does the way of the wicked prosper? That's a very good question. Jeremiah chapter 12, verses 1. That's a question. Of course, also if you read the book of Ecclesiastes, which we have just finished, also Solomon was asking the same question. Why are the wicked prospering? Why does the way of the wicked prosper? Somebody is very corrupt, yet I said in Kenya, somebody is corrupt, yet is the one telling you what to do. He steals and then he comes to give you a lecture. It's funny. It's very funny. The way of the wicked prosper. Why is the way of the wicked prosper? Why do all the faithless live at ease? People who do funny things are the ones the people who are cheeky, people who are very, very crafty. They make it. Money to them is not a problem. When you go to a club, they say tatu tatu. Tatu tatu, ine. You start wondering, you love Jesus, but you're struggling. So that is the issue. You love Jesus, but you're struggling. The devil is a liar. He comes up with that argument. You love Jesus, but you're struggling. So you cannot even defend your faith. Exactly, that is exactly the tactics. Hey, you love Jesus, but why has Jesus not healed? Hey, those are questions that can shake your faith, because those are questions that pagans like using. If God is in your life, why are you always borrowing money? If you love Jesus, why are you borrowing money? Now you start saying, it is. You start now defending. You love Jesus. Why has Jesus not healed your sickness? Is he fake? So questions like those, they are there to shake your faith. They are there to shake your faith, because I remember there are people who are praying for a patient who had cancer. I know that person died. They had cancer and they died. So when they went home, they were like, hey, the way we prayed for that lady, why? You see, now, because the fact that you pray does not mean that they will be healed. Maybe you'll just go, that person something will happen. So you went up with the egg in your face. I thought this person would be healed. Maybe I thought. So the people are the bystanders. Let me call them the bystanders. Bystanders. They say, I told you. Those ones who say, I told you. I told you. I told you these guys are just, they don't really have anything. Now, that is when now the foundations of your faith are shaken. Because that question, why does the way of the wicked prosper? You see, one thing you will realize in this country, those people are very crafty. Very crafty. Very crafty. Those are the ones who, you always go to them to borrow money. Yet you used to go to one who was leading prayers. You were the one leading praise and worship, but you don't have money. So it is God, it is such an imbalance. How is it that this fellow, why is he, it's only this fellow, this fellow, who never used to even, who used to sleep in class, this fellow, why is he the one? You see, now that's funny because maybe, God is very interesting. I was reading somewhere that the besieging of Jerusalem, how they besieged Jerusalem, it had two meanings. Number one, it was divine punishment. All right? And Nebuchadnezzar, all right? Nebuchadnezzar, okay, let me just finish what I was saying. Nebuchadnezzar was, from where I was reading, was an instrument of divine punishment. So it was like God uplifted Nebuchadnezzar to come and punish Jerusalem. Are we together? I don't know, but that is from different sources that I was reading. I would tell someone, even though I will not convince them enough that God works according to His own will, not my will, and it's His will that I be saved, a poor fellow. My goodness. Anyway, let's continue. We're just crossing the 1 hour mark, so don't worry. You have planted them and they have taken roots. They grow and bear fruits. They are always on their lips, but far from their hearts. Yet you know me, Lord. You see and test my thoughts about you. Drag them off like sheep to be butchered. Set them apart for the day of slaughter. How long will the land lie parched and the grass in every field be withered? If you're new, subscribe and comment. Because those who live in it are wicked, their animals and their birds have perished. Moreover, the people are saying, he will not see what happened to us. If you are raised with men on foot and they have worn you out, how can you compete with horses? Oh my God. Oh, I love this verse. I love this verse. Hii verse ni poa sana. If men who are running on foot make you tired, people, funny men here, what about the people? Can you compete with men on horses? If men who are jokers here, they are stressing you out, how can you compete with horses? That's a very good one. If you have raced with men on foot and they have worn you out, how can you compete with horses? If men on foot, if you stumble in a safe country, how will you manage in the thickets by the Jordan? If he, that's a very good question. Do you understand that? If you stumble in flat land, how can you manage in the thickets by the Jordan? Stop there. funny people. Eh? If people who are working are stressing you out, how can you compete with men with horses? Any question up to there? Any question? Let me go and, don't worry, we are not going anywhere. It's just running. This is good. This is good. I'm back. Ooh. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a new idea that I came up with. I said that for the sake of continuity, we're not going to switch off the streaming. Just be streaming until we get tired. Because I realized that once you start breaking the continuity of thought, let me call it continuity of thought. Alright? If you start breaking it, continuity of thought, you're going to lose a lot of stuff. Alright? So, for the purposes of safeguarding building up what we've already started, we're not splitting anything. We'll just go, even if it's 3 hours, no problem. We'll be streaming live. And if you're new, in fact, we are saying that from next year, we are investing in good, studio. We'll have a wonderful studio here, and we'll have the state of art, machinery, state of art, all the gadgets and gizmos, and we'll have a technical team here. It will be big, and we're going to invest a lot, and so don't worry, this program will grow bigger and bigger because we are pumping a lot of money here in this program, and we want it to be world class. So if you're new to this channel, don't go anywhere. Just know that it's becoming bigger. And the beauty part of it is that there's so many people who will be investing in this channel. I've been in talks with so many investors, and they have decided to support this ministry with so many things. So many people, I've talked to so many people, and some telling me, Raymond, you should do this, better, you're not doing it better, you can do this, we can save money here, we can save money there. Everybody comes in with their own technical skills. So also we'll have translators, and people are going to change the scripture, translate it into another language, maybe French and other languages. You can imagine it's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. So it is not just me. I'm the one who's the progenitor, but it's going to, it's going to generate its own money. It's going to fund itself. So it will be a self-surviving. Let me say it. Yeah, it's called. The right word is amoeba. Like that bacteria. Amoeba organization. That is the word. Amoeba. It's like amoeba. Amoeba. That is how Kenyans pronounce it. Amoeba. Amoeba organization. You can Google that. That is Amoeba organization. And if you do your research, it means it is a self-organizing system with its own with its own channels of money, with its own structures, etc. All right. Yeah. So if you're here, just know that you're investing in this channel. Can we continue? I think I've said much. Let's continue. You're relative. Okay, we're in Jeremiah 12. If you have raced with men on foot and they have worn you out, how can you race against horses? That's a very good verse. We can even stay there all night. If you stumble in fat land, in safe country, how will you manage in the thickets of the Jordan? For example, if you are a soldier, and here in the training ground, maybe in Lanet, you are saying, hey, here things are bad. So the question, you see, even the people who are instructing you are wondering, now, how will you manage Somalia? I don't know whether we are together. Like, for example, you are in Air Force, and you are here in Moya Air Base, and you're like, oh, training is bad. You see, the people who are training you will start wondering, now, if you are saying here, what about in that place, in a place where there's just mosquitoes and darkness? How will you manage? That's a question. That's a very good question that we need to ask ourselves, because you can go somewhere and you're not aware, of the area. You are in unfamiliar territory. So if you are in familiar territory, if you're in familiar territory and you say that, hey, life is terrible here, and you're in familiar territory, what about unfamiliar territory? What about familiar territory? Some things that you are not used to. Hey, I went there. Hey, it's like a different planet. Hey, oh, not planet yogurt, a different planet. Hey, wow. Hey. Huko sijui kama nitatoboa. Exactly. So that is the question. That if you say, yes, because I remember today in church, our pastor was telling us, now if you guys cannot even stay and watch a movie for 2 hours, Right now in Kenya, people cannot watch a movie for 2 hours. You cannot. You cannot even watch a movie for 2 hours. You just want to watch TikTok girls, shaking arm, and then they're doing funny things. You just want to watch for 2 minutes, and then you say, hey, that is content. Hey, if something is more than 2 minutes, it's boring. So if watching a movie for 2 hours is a problem to you, what about reading for 2 hours? Oh my God. Say, kuna bore sana. Exactly. So that is the problem that we have as a generation. We have a very short, we have a very short attention span. You cannot even wait for somebody for more than 30 minutes. Hey, uko wapi? Hello? Where are you? Si nimekaa hapa, nimesimama hapa. And you're just there you've just arrived. Hello? Where are you? And you've just arrived. And you've not even stayed for 1 minute. I've been here for 10 minutes. Why? Kwani uko wapi? We are very impatient. In fact, this country, we are a very impatient country. You get elected today. You are elected today. Tomorrow, people are on the streets. You must go. You start wondering. You've been elected today. Tomorrow, people are on the streets. So and so must go. How can you say so and so must go and they have just arrived? Some things, I even wonder, you have been elected today. Tomorrow, there are demonstrations. So and so must go. Sasa, there are no grounds. This person is not corrupt. He has not stolen money. He was elected yesterday. How can he go? Some things, you have to just wait for at least you have evidence so that you can say somebody so and so must go, right? But if they have been elected yesterday, they have not even worked. They have not even started, their manifesto. They have not even started. Hata hajaanza manifesto. Hata ile diary yake hajafungua. So and so must go. That kind of, that kind of rush is the reason why we are missing out. We're in a hurry. I don't know where we're going. We are always in a hurry. I don't know. Hey. It's funny. When you're in a hurry, I don't know who, it's like you're in a hurry, and the person who has money is not in a hurry. So it's the person who has money is wondering, why is this person in a hurry? Why is this person in a hurry? You're in a hurry to borrow money. Okay, let me not go there. Let's continue. I will forsake my house, abandon my inheritance, and I will give the one I love into the hands of her enemies. My inheritance has become to me like a lion in the forest. She rose at me, therefore I hate her. Has not my inheritance become to me like a speckled bird of prey, that other birds of prey surround and attack? Go and gather all the wild beasts, bring them to devour. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from. So today I said that we are going long distance. We are not going short distance. We're going long distance. So we'll not be talking to Nakatiza story. As from today, we'll be going long distance. So it'll just be running. If you want to sleep, wake up, you'll find it running. That is how we're going to do it, right? All right. So that we can have enough time to finish, our continue our work, all right? Because I also don't want us to be in a hurry. I also want us to collect, information slowly as we also target, our finish line. But also, I don't want us to go in a hurry. So we must do a slow collection of information, but also at the same time checking on time. So those are two things that we have to have. We have to not go quickly, just slowly. So the only solution that we have is to stream for a longer period of time. Any question up to there? We'll not be switching off. We'll just be moving slowly, but in a Many shepherds will ruin my vineyard and trample down my field. They will turn my pleasant field into a desolate wasteland. It will be made a wasteland and parched and desolate. Before me, the whole land will be laid waste because there's no one who cares. Over all the barren heights in the desert, destroyers will swarm. For the sword of the Lord will devour from one end of the land to the other. Nobody will be safe. Any question up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. They will sow wheat but reap thorns. I hope that should not be you. I hope whatever you reap, if you sow good things, I hope you reap good things. Yeah, they should sow wheat but reap thorns. They will wear themselves out but gain nothing. Oh, that's a very far, that is sad because that is the question that most people have been asking. How can you say that you have been, in church, but you have nothing to show for it? There's no physical manifestation. You're always borrowing. When you see the book, you have been borrowing everywhere. You just change. You go like this. When you remember, when you there in the corner butchery, you have borrowed meat. When you up there around the corner, you borrowed. You borrowed what? You borrowed rice and beans, for lunch. Around the corner again, you went and borrowed. What do people borrow? I don't know. Then you went there again. You saw somebody selling sausages and eggs. You again borrowed. So you are always running, borrowing, running and running. They will sow, yes, they will bear the shame of the harvest because the Lord fears anger. This is what the Lord says. As for all my wicked neighbors who seized the inheritance I gave to my people Israel, I will uproot them from their land, and I will uproot the people of Judah from among them. But after I uproot them, I will again have compassion and will bring each of them back to their own inheritance in their own country. And if they learn well the ways of my people and swear by my name, saying, as surely as the Lord lives, even as they once taught my people to swear by Baal, then they will be established among my people. But if any nation does not listen, I will completely uproot and destroy it. Are we together? Are we together? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell me where you're watching me from, and I'll be very happy to be here. Any question? I'm becoming very sleepy. So this is what the Lord says. Go and buy a linen belt and put it around your waist, but do not let it touch water. So I bought a belt as the Lord directed and put it around my waist, all right? Then the word of the Lord came to me a second time. Take the belt you bought and wear it around your waist and go now to Perath and hide it there in a crevice in the rocks. So I went and hid it at the Perath, as the Lord told me. Many days later, the Lord said to me, "Go now to Perath and get the belts I told you to hide there." So I went to Perath and dug up the belt and took it from the place where I had hidden it. But now it was ruined and completely useless. Okay, uh, we're in Jeremiah 13. Then the word of the Lord came to me. This is what the Lord says: "In the same way, I will ruin the pride of Judah and the great pride of Jerusalem. They are wicked people who refuse to listen to my words, who follow the stubbornness of their hearts and go after other gods to serve and worship them. Will be like the one belt, completely useless. For as a belt is bound round the waist, so will bound all the people of Israel and all the people of Judah to me," declares the Lord, to what? To be my people, for my renown and praise and honor, but they have not listened. Ooh. Any question up to there? Any question up to there? Any question? Today I said that I will just be moving non-stop. I'll be going to do my things, then come again. Don't worry about that. I'll be just reading, then I'll go and do my other things. If also you're here, you can also do other things and then come back. There's no problem. Okay? Yeah, you can also do your things and then once you finish, you come back. All right? All right. So here in Jeremiah 13, Jeremiah was told to buy a linen and put it around his waist, right? And then he was told, but do not let it touch water. But he was told to go and hide the belt somewhere in a place called Perath. In the same way, I will destroy the pride of Judah, the great pride of Jerusalem, these wicked people who refuse to listen to my words, who follow the stubbornness of their hearts and who's to follow. Let's underline that. The stubbornness of their hearts and go after the gods to serve and worship them will be like the belt, completely useless. So as a belt is bound around the waist, so I will bind the people of Judah and all the people of Judah to me, declares the Lord, to be my people for my own renown and praise and honor, but they have not listened. Any question up to there? Any question up to there? Say to them, this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says: every wineskin shall be filled with wine. And if they say to you, don't we know that every wineskin should be filled with wine? Then tell them, this is what the Lord says: I'm going to fill with drunkenness all who live in this land. I'm going to fill with drunkenness all who live in this land. Any question up to there? I will smash them one against the other, parents and children alike, declares the Lord. I will allow no pity, no mercy or compassion to keep me from destroying them. Any question up to there? Any question? Getting really tired now. I've been streaming for 1.5 hours. Whew. I'll be back. Just give me a second. What did... Oh, man. Allah. Oh, wow. Mamma mia. Any, any question up to there? Any question up to there? Any question after there? You can ask me a question. I'll be more than happy to host you. Any question? Any question after that? Let's continue. Are you guys tired? Should we call it, a day? Should we call it a day? Any question? Guys, just yes, watching me. Hey, what is he doing? You should ask me questions. You're legal captive. That's a good question. Legal captive. That's a very good question. That's a very, very wonderful word. Legal captive. What is a legal captive? A legal captive. What is a legal captive? Legal captive. I'm not even going to tell you who is a legal captive and etc. I'm not going to tell you. But there must be grounds for you to be a legal captive. But I'll also not tell you those grounds. It's up to you now to go and find out on your own. So hear and pay attention. Do not be arrogant, for the Lord has spoken. Give glory to the Lord your God before he brings the darkness, before your feet stumble on the darkening hills. You hope for light, but he will turn it to utter darkness and change it into deep gloom. If you don't listen, I will weep in secret because of your pride. My eyes will weep bitterly, overflowing with tears because of the Lord's flock will be taken captive. That is exactly what I was asking you. What is a legal captive? Because we're talking about captivity. Who is a legal captive? Because the book of Jeremiah is talking about captivity. Who is a legal captive? And what are the grounds? What are the grounds? What are the grounds of that person being a legal? That's a good question. Like somebody was stealing. You see now in Kenya, right now, the laws changed. For example, and I will give you a very good example. For example, if you are a thief and yani imesemekana, but they have never found you in the scene of crime, then it means that you cannot be arrested on suspicion, or you cannot be, like the way it used to be. You just once you see them, you deal with them. No, in today's laws, or let me call it the Criminal Procedure Code, you must be found at the scene of the crime. Yani kwa Kiswahili tunaita eneo la tukio. For example, you have gone to steal. Now, once you have gone to steal, the people find you stealing. Now, you will be arrested. Or there was an exchange of fire. Then in that circumstance, then you know what happens. But there were changes in the laws of this country. Exactly. So that is what I'm asking you. What are the grounds of you being a legal captive? It's not like the way it was in 2010, 2015, where you had to go. I don't know. People are saying, "Hey, we suspect this guy." Then you no, you must be in the scene of crime. All right, for them to move. They don't think. All right. There must be an alibi. And if you don't have an alibi and you were caught in the scene of crime, then the law will take its course. Are we together? Yes. So here, the book of Jeremiah, it talks about captivity. What are the legal grounds, or what are the grounds for captivity? What makes you a legal captive? That's a very good question. That's a very good question. Any question up to there? I can see you guys are here. We are moving. I said that we'll just be moving and moving and moving. I'll also go and take a sweater, put it on. I don't know. Hey, hey. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jesus. It's getting cold. Can even put it like this. Oh, can even put it like this. No. Yeah, I can even put it like this, because of the mosquitoes. I can even put it like this, because I don't want mosquitoes to get the better part of me. Let's continue reading. Any question after that? Any questions, guys? If you're new to this channel, tell me where you're watching me from. Any question? Any question? Any question? I'm feeling very sleepy. Let's talk tomorrow, okay? I think 1 hour 30 minutes is good. I'm feeling very sleepy. I want to go and sleep now. I'm very sleepy. Yeah. Very sleepy. Very sleepy. I want to go and sleep now. Can see my yes. Okay, guys. Let's talk tomorrow. We'll continue tomorrow. We'll continue tomorrow. So good night and arrivederci.